So in this video, we are going to study how to integrate by using the substitution method. We will evaluate the definite and the indefinite integrals consisting of the polynomial functions, radical functions, and also the rational functions. So we will try to cover up these areas. But before applying the use substitution methods, you should know that when can we apply the substitution method. So the first necessary step is that you can apply the substitution methods if you have a composite function inside the integral sign. So the first thing is, what is composite function or the complex function? Any function which is written in the form of f of g of x is said to be composite function. Or in easy words, you can say that any composite function should have an inner function and also it must have an outer function. So in a function, if you will see an inner and the outer function, then you can say that yes, you are dealing with a composite function. But after recognizing the composite function, you have to see that where is the inner function. So for example, if any function is written in terms of a power, so you can say the function which is inside the bracket is inner function and the power will be termed as the outer function. So once you recognize the inner function, find whether the derivative of the inner function is written inside the integral sign or not. So for example, here the inner function is x to the power 4 plus 3x squared plus 4. So in this case, the derivative of the inner function is 4x cubed plus 6x. So if this derivative is written beside the integral sign, beside the function within the integral sign, then you can use the use substitution method. Only you can apply the use substitution method if the derivative of the inner function of the composite function is written in the question. And if the derivative is not present, only a constant is missing, then you can write by using the algebraic properties that constant, and then you can take the antiderivative using the substitution method. Otherwise, you cannot apply the use substitution method. Let's suppose the question is written in the form of integral sign 5x squared plus 1 whole cube 10x. So let's see the direct method. So first of all, try to understand the direct method and then we will see that how to prove it. Look at this. The first thing is recognize the composite function. So the composite function is the function which has a power. So you can say that the composite function is 5x squared plus 1 whole cube. The second step is recognize where is the inner function of the composite function. So the function which is written inside the bracket is said to be inner function. The third thing is take the derivative of the inner function. So that is 10x. Now the fourth thing is compare that do you have or find out if you have the 10x in the question or not. Yes, you have it. If you have it, what you do, you ignore the integral sign, ignore the derivative of the inner function and ignore the operator of the antiderivatives and apply here the power rule on the outer function. So according to the substitution rule, you can say that if u to the power n means the inner function with some power is written and the derivative of inner function is written beside it, then you can apply the power rule. It means write the inner function as it is, add 1 in the power and the same thing you divide it with the same thing you divide. It means you will write the inner function in your case as it is, that is 5x square plus 1, add 1 in the power, that means 3 plus 1 is 4, and divide it with the same number. And because since it is indefinite integral, no limits are written, so you will add the constant of integration. That's it. Now, you want to apply the U substitution method. So for that thing, you have to see the long method. Now look here how to apply the long method. So in the long method, the first thing is always write the inner function in terms of U. So since you already recognize that the function written within the bracket is your inner function, name it as U. So U equals to 5x squared plus 1. Take the derivative of the function. So you will write here du over dx because you are taking the derivative with respect to x. So the derivative is 10x. Bring the dx on the other side. So you will get du equals to 10x dx. Now replace all the x by u. So how? 5x squared plus 1, you name it as u. So you write u in place of 5x squared plus 1. The cube power write down as it is. Now you have 10x dx, and you can see that 10x dx is equals to u. So du. So you will write here du. Now it is a normal function and you can apply the power rule over here. So in the power rule, you add the 1 in the power and you divide it with the same power. And since the integral is indefinite, you will add the constant of integration. Now replace the u by 5x squared plus 1, which you suppose in the started. Write the 4 power as it is, divide by the 4 as it is, and then plus c. We will see in another video some more questions in order to clear our doubts.